Welcome back, students. In the earlier lecture, we saw that we are able to load some point feature on our WebGIS as marker. And in this lecture, we'll style that so that it looks beautiful. And after that, we'll set some options so that our map fits automatically to the extent of our point feature. Okay, let's see that how we can do that. And this function is called function style valves. It is taking the JSON and the lat long, and we are returning the marker, return l.marker. So this is a leaflet marker. And now let's style it a bit. So first, we're returning l.marker, but let's see that what this JSON and lat long really are. So I'll console log with JSON first, and I'll console log that lat long. Okay. Now let's refresh our page and open our console panel, refresh it. Okay, so there is nothing here. Let's see what the problem is. Console.log JSON and console.log. So actually after the return has been occurred, so it is ending here. So sorry, my mistake. I need to call the console log before the return. Okay, save it. Let's load it again. And now we have the feature and the lat long. For every feature, this is the feature. So this is the JSON object. Inside the JSON object, you see this is a feature. So the type is the feature, and we have a geometry and our properties here. It's the structure of a feature. So inside the geometry, we have our coordinates. This is the latitude and this is the longitude. And inside that, we have the properties. And the properties are coming from, if you open that file as the attribute table, these are the same attribute: valve ID, type, DMA ID, zone ID, diameter, location, visibility, infrastructure. So all these attributes are available here. Okay. Like so it is location, valve ID, zone ID, infrastructure, DMA ID, all this available in the properties. So this is the JSON object and this is the lat long object. This is the latitude and this is the longitude. So we are making marker with this lat and long. So inside the JSON, actually we will do our symbology based on the valve type. Okay, based on the valve type. So let's see that how many valve types are there. Let's do that. First, I'll check that. So this is type all unique. So there are air release valve, there is gate valve, non-return valve, pressure reducing valve, and offshore valve. So air release valve, gate valve, and offshore valve are the main three valves. These are minor valves. So our symbology will be based on these three only, and we'll see that air release valve, gate valve, and offshore valve. Okay. So we can catch these properties if this is in JSON. So JSON.properties. So we can like if this object is JSON, and inside the JSON it is an object and the key is properties. So we can catch all these properties with the JSON.properties. So let's get another variable and call this attribute or add in short, and catch the properties. Okay. And if I console log the properties only, you'll see that what the add contains. Console log add. Let's refresh it. It will now console log only the properties portion. Okay. So we will, as I said, that we will make the colors based on the type of the valve. So let's do that. Actually, I will remove that and let's make some colors. So I'll perform a switch statement, and the switch statement will be based on indentation is not right, make the indentation right, and the switch statement will be based on add dot type. So our add dot type is the valve type, add dot type, okay? And case on is air release valve. Air release valve. And if it is air release valve, I'll set the color. Okay, let's discuss something about HTML color codes. Search for HTML color codes. Okay, and there are multiple websites. You can refer to anyone. It doesn't matter. I will stick to the first one. So these are HTML color codes. You see that there are many colors here, and all the colors has a code here. And you can use any of this color. You just need to select the color, and you need this hex code. Okay. Say for our air release valve, if we want to use this, say this color, so our hex code will be this one. Okay. So let's maybe for air release valve, I will make it this color. So let's copy this hex code and paste it here. And it will be in a fast quote. Okay, fast quote. And this is the color. And after that, we'll have a fill color. So this color is the, say if you have a circle like, so this color is the color of the circle diameter of the ring. And you have another option to choose the fill color. So let's choose the fill color, and I'll have the same color as the fill color. So this is the color of the outer ring, and this is the color of the inside circle, because for the point feature, I want to create a circle. And as this will be common variable, so I'll define this variable here, where color, where fill color. Okay, semicolon. And this will be good for air release valve. And I'll copy this on a couple of times. And our next one is get valve. And for get valve, I'll choose, let's pick a color. Maybe this one. Okay, copy that and paste it here. Actually, the color depends on your choice. You can choose any color depending on your needs. And the next one is washout valve. Washout valve. Actually, I have pre-selected some colors, so I will copy that color. So for washout valve, this will be the color, and the fill color will be same. Okay, and maybe for gate valve, I will change the color. I will use this color. You will see actually what this color means when I will be loading the map. And for realism, I'll be using this color. And for default, if it is not in this 3 category, in that case, the color will be, let's copy another color. The color will be this one, the hex code, and the fill color will be the same. Okay. And after that, we want to return the marker again. So this time, we'll return the marker with some styles. So let's get an object, here is style, and inside the object, let's pass those color that we have created. So as I want to create a circle for the points, so every circle will have a radius. So let's create a normal common radius. Say where radius equal to 5 or 5 pixel. Okay. Style. radius. So this is an object, and this is the key, and this is the value. Okay. We have the radius value here, so it will take value 5. And after that, our color, and after that, the field color. So you need to write exactly the field color like this, because this is the key for the style. And you can have any variable storing the value, like here our variable storing the value is field underscore color. Okay, so you can rename it according to your own need. And actually, field opacity, there is another attribute called field opacity. So the higher the opacity, okay, let's write that here. Field opacity. So field opacity 1 means it is completely, it is like opacity 1 means it is not transparent at all. So the lower the opacity, like if it is 0.5, in that case, it is 50% transparent. So for the bars, I want to make it not transparent at all. So I'll choose the opacity to 1. Okay. And another, I'll choose field opacity to this field opacity. Okay. This is our styles. And after that, we will return. There is something called circle. Let's go here and search for circle. This one is the circle. So L dot circle is instantiates circle object given a geographical point or a lat long. So L dot circle takes a lat long as its parameter, first parameter. After that, the options, and the options is the styles. Okay. And in that case, the radius of the circle in meters. So here we have given the radius 5. So if we use L dot circle, is L dot circle in small letter, is L dot circle. Okay, let's do that. And we have our lat long here, lat long. Okay. And after that, we have our styles, style. Sorry. Yeah, style. And what we'll do, it will automatically add to the map. So let's see that how it is appearing on our skin now. Let's refresh our map. Okay, so these are our points. We need to zoom in to see it. And these are our valves. So now it is looking at least better than the previous one. And if I if I zoom out, it is this small dot, and if I zoom in, the small dots are becoming larger. It is because that here the radius is in meter, so it is fixed. So when I am zooming in, zooming out, it is becoming small. It is not adjusting according to the size of the skin. So we need to adjust according to the size of the skin. And how you can do that? There is another option called circle marker. Here, L dot circle marker. Where is the circle marker? Let's search for it. Circle marker. So in circle marker, this is how you initiate that L dot circle marker. And the other options are same as L dot circle. But it has a radius, and the radius is in pixel. So if we initiate that L dot circle, and the M is in capital letter, L dot circle marker. Okay. And you'll see that when loading it, now this is adjusting according to the size of our skin. When we are zooming out, this is the same size. When you are zooming in, it is adjusting to the size of the skin. Now it is 5 pixels. Okay. Now if we hover over the feature, there is no properties appearing. So we'll do something that when we hover over to every point, there will be some information showing, and we can do so by doing the bind tooltip method. So let's search for bind tooltip. So this is how you call the bind tooltip dot bind tooltip, and here you can give any HTML element or function of tooltip or string. So we'll do some string concatenation there to show our HTML. Okay. So it supports both the JavaScript as the functions and the HTML element. Okay, so here we'll do bind tooltip. Okay, and inside bind tooltip, the first one will give half ID, and after that add dot. So this is our attribute table. Inside the attribute table, let's see which attribute do we have half ID, type, DMA ID, the diameter, the location maybe, and maybe the visibility also. Okay, and maybe the okay, up to one visibility I will show. Valve ID type. Let's do that. So add dot valve ID. Okay. After that plus. So what I'm doing, I'm doing string concatenation and nothing else. I have discussed that discuss the string concatenation when I was discussing the basics of JavaScript. So if you have forgot how to do the string concatenation, I would suggest to go back to that lecture and see how to perform the string concatenation. Okay, so I'll put a break that it will be a new line and it will be valve type and it will be add dot type, and after that there will be a break and it will be the diameter in millimeter and it will be add dot diameter, and after that there will be location in location and dot location. Okay, let's save that and refresh it to be to our location. And now if we hover over this feature, we have properties automatically, the valve ID, the valve type, the diameter from the attribute table. Now it is on our map. But now when we are refreshing it, we need to zoom into our data again and again. So we can write a function so that it will automatically fit our map to the extent of our data. So let's do that. And how we can do that, I will write another function here to do that. So when our valves have been loaded, so valves on loaded, valves on data loaded. So this is another JavaScript function that will check that after the valves have been loaded from these valves underscore 05 GeoJSON, after that it will execute, not before that. So when valves data loaded have been data has been loaded, then an anonymous function will be called. And what that anonymous function will do? This anonymous function will feed the feed the bounds of my map. So my map dot feed bounds be in capital letter, feed bounds, and it will get a bounds from the valves. So valves dot get bounds. My map dot feed bounds, valves dot get bounds. And now let's see that whether it is working or not. Refresh it. You see that now it is automatically adjusting. Let's refresh it from here. Now it's automatically adjusting to this location. Okay, I think this lecture is getting long, so I will stop it here. In the next lecture we will load our pipelines and style it. So let's see you on our next lecture.